Networking events from Palm Beach Gardens all the way down to Fort Lauderdale. Pro 800. Check us out. Welcome to the Soflo Business Corner. My name is Tom Hibbert. I want to welcome all business owners. Welcome. My name is Tom Hibbert, and I am the host of the Soflo Business Corner. Guys, we have a fantastic show for you today. We have Samantha Ramanieri from CARS, the Car Accident Referral Service. She has some fantastic stuff to talk about today. But first, let's talk about our events that we have going on. Last week, at the Olive Garden, we had a free event for business owners, a free networking event at the Olive Garden in Boynton Beach, and it was awesome. We had about 30 business owners that we literally, once again, as always, we're always staying, we end at 1:30, and people are staying there 2, 3 o'clock. It was unbelievable. We have an event next Monday coming up again. It's a free event at the Boynton Beach Olive Garden. It's from 11:30 to 1:30. And just making sure you guys know about that. That's at the Boynton Beach Olive Garden, 11:30 to 1:30. It's a free event. You can check us out at facebook.com/SoFloMixer. That's SOFLOMIXER. And getting that set up. We also have an amazing event right now going on the 14th. We have room for 150 business owners. We have we're gonna have wine vendors. We're gonna have food vendors. We're gonna have regular vendors, but we also have contests for the attendees. We have stuff set up for the attendees to talk to each other. Fun little events because when you have a lot of times when you go to big events, you get thrown in a room and then they say, "Good luck, have fun." That's not what Soflo does. That's not what Soflo is about. Soflo is all about building relationships with each other, because the more relationships that we can help you guys build, it builds us up as well. So I just want to make sure everybody knows about that. That's on June 14th. And once again, you can check all of that out at facebook.com/SoFloMixers, SOFLOMIXER. For all the information, get your tickets, sign up for it. It's fantastic. But now I want to introduce my guest, Samantha Ramanieri. Am I saying your first name? Ramnarine. Way off. But that's okay.
That's okay.
So how are you doing today, Samantha?
Wonderful. Doing great. Good to be here.
So what is CARS?
CARS actually stands for Car Accident Referral Services.
Perfect.
We help car accident victims. We help workers' comp. We help motorcycle accidents, slip and falls. You call us 24/7, and we're there to help you. We give you a wonderful doctor, and we give you a lawyer that can definitely help you in your needs.
That's awesome. Now, explain to me a little bit about this process, because a lot of times when people get in accidents and stuff, and they get hurt, a lot of times they're either afraid to talk to attorneys, or they're afraid to let's go, because they don't know how much it's going to cost. They don't know the process. They don't understand that side of things. Can you explain the process of how this works?
Sure. They will call us at 833-504-CARS, and a representative will be there to help them. If they get into a car accident, a lot of people like to go to the emergency room. I tell people not to go to the emergency room, to either go to an urgent care or go to their doctor's office, only because by the time they go to the hospital, they do so many diagnostic testing that is unnecessary that they have no PIP left. State of Florida gives you $10,000 of PIP, and if the hospital takes all of that, it makes no sense for them to go to a doctor, because a lot of that money will come out of their settlement.
Do the hospitals do that kind of on purpose, or is that just
It all
their
depends
process?
on the hospital. It all depends. Some of them will milk the PIP. Some of them are pretty good about it. It all depends on the hospital, and it all depends on what the patient tells them. But like a CT scan for a hospital runs from $2,500 to $3,600. An MRI runs from $2,000 to $4,000. So it adds up. So I tell people, hey, if you're, massively in pain and hurt, then yes, go to the hospital. But if you're just feeling a little sore, go to an urgent care, go the next day to your doctor, but try not to always go to the hospital, because a lot of people just want the pain pills, and I'm not, I'm not a fan of that. So yeah, I definitely tell them to, go to their medical doctor, go to a chiropractor, get an x-ray, and just seek medical attention. Whoever calls CARS, a lot of attorneys take 33 1/3 from their settlement. Our attorneys in CARS only does it for 25%. So that's a very big difference. A lot of people always see, well, what is this? They're taking 33 and a third and then 6.5% for postage and mailing. So a lot of attorneys take 40% out of your settlement.
Wow.
So our attorneys in cars, we don't take anything unless you get a settlement. And our attorneys try to only take 25% of that and of that only. So it's very different from most attorneys that, represent themselves. I try to actually, if you call cars, I actually want you to meet the attorney. I have people calling my radio show where after 6 months, they've never seen the attorney. They've seen the investigator, they've seen the paralegal, but they've never met the attorney. They've actually saw the attorney on TV or, on radio they've heard them, but they've never physically saw the attorney. I always, if you're part of cars and you call cars, I always make sure you meet the attorney. Even if it's one time, I want you to be able to see the attorney, know that he's real, know that he'll answer all the questions and, get to know them. A lot of people always say, I see a paralegal or I see, the person that signed me up and that's it. I've never seen the attorney. So I kind of pride myself where I want you to be able to see the attorney, meet the attorney when they sign you up. We try to treat you like family. We try to treat you like how we treat our own family. And that's how we want to make the process. We don't want you to be like a mill or we don't want you to be just a number. I give out every single person that calls cars gets my cell phone number and they can call me 24/7.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
So if there's any issue, if there's any questions, anything that pops up, all of a sudden, boom.
Correct.
They're speaking to you.
Well, like most referral services, it's like you call them, they send you to a doctor, and that's it. They never speak to them again. I don't do that. If you need help fixing your car, if you need to find a body shop, if you need help filing your claim, I'm there with you step by step. I have no issue with that. That's why I give out my cell phone number because I want them to be able to call me anytime. Even if it's for, hey, this is hurting me, or hey, I can't get a hold of my attorney, or I can't get a hold of my adjuster. Call me because I will make sure that person calls you.
Well, that's a little bit different. I mean, that's one of the biggest reasons why people are so, I wouldn't say that they're scared to talk to, not just a referral service, but a lawyer or anything like that. But it doesn't have, they know that they're going to be thrown into a system and then it's not actually caring about their problem. They just want to milk that client for whatever lawsuit that's available.
Correct. That's why I tell people, if you don't know that you have a case within 45 days to 60 days, and you find out, a lot of people call me 6 months after the fact on my radio show, and they're like, hey, Samantha, I got a letter in the mail. I've been treating with a chiro for 6 months, and now after 6 months, they sent me a letter in the mail, and it says I don't have a case. I said, well, what that doctor did, or the attorney, is that they milked your PIP, they held your case, which by law is illegal, and they held your case until the doctor got all your PIP money, and now they're dropping you. You should find out within 30 to 60 days if you have a case or not. It should not take that long. Some people find out within a week. Some people find out within 24 hours. It should not take 6 months to find out if you have a case or not. A lot of people will call me and be like, hey, how can you help me? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. If you called me from the beginning, I could have. But now after the fact, I can't do anything for you. Because a lot of people will call, and even at your events, and your events are wonderful, I've actually met really great people there. And they're like, Samantha, I wish I met you before because the attorney took 40%. The attorney took 33 and a third and then 6.5% for postage and mailing. She's like, and I couldn't believe it. They never told me about postage and mailing. They never told me it would be 40%. She walked away with a lot of money, but she wished that she met me so that she would actually had gotten the 25% instead of 40% off her settlement.
Now, on top of the 25%, is there any other percentage on top of that for you?
Unless they go to litigation, which they actually have to go to court and fight it. A lot of cases, I would say 8 out of 10 does not go to litigation.
Oh, wow.
So unless they go to litigation, then it would be more, but it wouldn't pass the 33 and a third. But most of cases do not go to litigation at all.
No, most of the time it's just settle outside
Correct.
of court.
A lot of insurance companies want to settle unless it's like, a very, very hardcore case and, you're fighting because you lost a body part or somebody died in the car, then yes, it goes into litigation. But I would tell you maybe 75 to 80% of the time, it doesn't go to litigation.
Now, one thing that most people probably don't know what to do is when it comes to when they should be calling for an attorney.
Okay.
There's a lot of times that you probably on your show and stuff, people call and ask you, "Oh, should I call an attorney? Should I do this? Should I do that?" When do you say to definitely speak to an attorney, and when do you say you may not, that kind of thing?
If you're feeling hurt after the accident, I tell people just because you got into a car accident today, you can feel fine. 2 days from now, 3 days from now, you can feel a lot of pain. To me, I say, look, if you're legitimately hurt and you want to pursue a case, call the attorney. You have 14 days right now. Florida law states you have 14 days to seek medical help. If you seek medical help after 14 days, there's nothing I can do for you. There's nothing anybody can do for you. You have to go to a doctor within the first 14 days of the accident, or else you have nothing. So I always tell people, as long as you're in pain and you want to pursue your case, call that attorney within 24 to 48 hours. But make sure you actually get to speak to the attorney. If someone says, you know what, I'm going to send the investigator over, no, you actually want to see the attorney. You want to be able to ask the questions. You want to be able to, tell the attorney, look, this is what I want. This is what I don't want. A lot of people send investigators. To me, a lot of these big law firms have so many attorneys that if you cannot send out not one attorney to the client, then I wouldn't sign up.
It's telling you how little they think of you.
Correct. And that's why it's very funny to me that a lot of people will say they call these big law firms and they have to go through the marketer. Then the marketer gives you to the scheduler. Then the scheduler gives you to the paralegal. Then the paralegal gives you to the case manager. Then the case manager finally gives you to the attorney. And to me, if you can call an office and go straight to a lawyer or speak to the doctor, then no. To me, you should be able to see the doctor. Any doctors I send any of my clients to, that doctor legitimately works on the patient and owns it. He doesn't have an assistant. He literally adjusts the patients. He literally takes care of the patient. And that's what I kind of like. I don't like sending somebody to an office where the owner is not the doctor. I want them to actually be able to see the doctor, answer the questions, and feel comfortable and feel free to, be themselves and ask the doctor or the lawyer anything they want.
Well, I want to jump on this question because what you just described was what normal people go through, going through 17 different layers before speaking to the attorney, and then still having questions after that. What is the process for cars, for people, like, when it comes to the attorneys? Obviously, I know you said you want them to speak to them directly, but how are you different than the other services in that regard?
If they can't get any of my doctors or my attorneys, they call me personally on my cell phone. And within 20 minutes or less, you will get a call from the doctor or the lawyer. Oh, yeah, I make it happen. So that's why I give out my cell phone number, because to me, 24/7 means 24/7. I have a call center that runs 24/7. I get text message all throughout the night, and I answer my phone. No one can tell me that I do not answer my phone because I answer my phone all the time. To me, patients come first, clients come first, and that's what people don't understand. You see these people. It's amazing to me that all these people see these attorneys, these other referral services, and these doctors where they spend millions of dollars every single month in advertisement. And they think because they're out there that they're better. It doesn't necessarily mean they're better. It just means that they have more money to do marketing. And to me, I tell them, give us a chance. A lot of my business is word of mouth. I've been doing this for over 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I've been in this field since I was a teenager, and I love what I do. When you have a passion to help people, and when your business is 90% referrals, by word of mouth, that's what you have to do. You have to be able to treat people with respect, and you have to be able to help them. Because if you don't have good customer service, they're not going to come back to you. They're not going to give you reviews. Everything is social media now. If this restaurant was bad, you go on social media. If this, place is bad, to me, customer service is the number one thing for me. That's why I give out my cell phone number, and they can call me any single time. No one that's ever called Cars can tell me that I've never provided good customer service for them, because I try to always do good by them.
No, and that's fantastic. We're going to go to break real quick, but before we do, why don't you let everybody know how they can get a hold of you?
Sure. They can call us at 833-504-2277, or they can call my cell phone at 954-249-5858.
And if you guys are watching us on Facebook, as you guys know, we are always on facebook.com/Soflo Mixer. All her information is going to be posted on before. So if you're driving home or if you're on the road right now, you can go back to Facebook and you'll be able to get a hold of that information right there. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be talking more about cars. Attention all South Florida business owners. Are you ready for the summer? My name's Tom Hibbert, and I am the host of Soflo Mixers. We create networking events from Palm Beach Gardens all the way down to Fort Lauderdale, and we create fun, engaging, and more importantly, effective events to help network. And we want to network with you. Check out our next event on facebook.com/Soflo Mixers or text Soflo, SOFLO, to 80800. Check us out. Welcome back to the Soflo Business Corner. If you want to join the show, call 1-888-565-1470. We want to hear from you. Once again, that number is 1-888-565-1470. Now let's get back to the show. Welcome back, welcome back. My name is Tom Hibbert, and I am the host of the Soflo Business Corner. We are sitting here with Samantha Ramnarine.
Yes.
Oh, yes. So good. Guys, we are talking about the car accident referral service, but that's not all that you do. Can you explain a little bit more about
Sure.
what you have, what your service entails?
Absolutely. We deal with motorcycle accidents. So if you get into a motorcycle accident, we deal with you guys. Even if you don't have personal injury protection on your motorcycle, we still help you guys. We deal with a lot of workers' comp. So if you have an issue or if you got hurt on the job, call us. We have no problem helping you with your workers' comp. A lot of attorneys are well trained in workers' comp for us to help you. A lot of people say, well, if I have workers' comp claim, do I lose my job? Do I get fired? What do I do? How do I, make a claim without losing my job, or should I not? We're there to help you. And then we have slip and falls. A lot of people will fall in the grocery store, will fall, outside, in their yard. It doesn't matter where. Just call us. If we can find insurance, we definitely will help you. But a lot of people think, if they slip and fall at the store, that, they're fine. A lot of them don't write a report. I tell them, anytime you fall, write a report. You can go visit somebody in an apartment complex and you fall into, a pothole, or you fall into a drainage, always do a report. The main thing I will encourage, where a lot of people don't do it, is that if you get into an accident, regardless if it's a car, a motorcycle, a workers' comp, or a slip and fall, a lot of people say, you know what, hey, let's just exchange information. Let's not call the police. And I tell people, if you get into a car accident or a motorcycle accident, always call the cops. The reason for that is because just because we switch information doesn't mean I'm going to pick up my phone if it's my fault. Doesn't mean I'm going to help you. I can just say, look, you got my information randomly. A lot of people do
And
not
how
call.
many times does that happen?
A lot. A lot of people do not. The insurance is expired that they gave, or, it's a stolen car. There's so many people out there that feel so bad because these teenagers will say, oh my God, I can't afford a DUI, or, my mom and dad are going to get upset if you call the cops. I encourage people to call the cops, because without a police report, it's very, very hard to go the next day and get a driver's exchange, because then you have to fill out the driver's exchange by yourself and then send it to Tallahassee and wait for it to come back. So I encourage people to always call the cops, regardless if you are right or wrong. It's better to have it, on paper than not do anything at all. Because a lot of people they feel bad. They're like, it's a 21-year-old kid, and, I don't want to get them arrested. I'm like, look, that 21-year-old kid is going to go do that to somebody else. And a lot of people don't understand that. But I encourage people to always call the police officers, and I encourage them to tell them the truth, tell them verbatimly exactly what happened in the accident, so they can actually put every single thing down on that report. A lot of people are very vague, and I tell people, put as much information and tell the police officer or the service aide as much information as possible, because that's the only way to help your accident.
Well, I mean, that's a good part. Like you're saying, so some of the advice, obviously, you're saying is call the cops immediately, and then if you have an incident that pops up, whether it be at a department store or a friend's apartment building or anything else, always get documentation for it. Now, why? There's a lot of people out there, like I said, that are afraid to talk to lawyers. What are some of the reasons that people have come to you that when you hear that, you're like, no, don't do that. Please call them. A phone call doesn't hurt you.
Well, because a lot of people think they're going to charge, and I tell them the consult is completely free. My attorneys do not take anything unless there's a settlement. There's nothing. Even if they have no settlement, there's no case there, they will not send them a bill. They will not charge them anything. A lot of people is worried because, their status of their immigration or their, this and this. I'm like, look, you have the right to file a claim. It doesn't matter what your status is. You have the right to file a claim. If you're hurt legitimately, file a claim. If you fell, if you got hurt at work, never be afraid to speak to an attorney. I think a lot of people always hear, oh, well, this attorney got me nothing. And it depends on the attorney you also get. You have to be able, it's like, buying a car. You have to test drive every single car to make sure you're comfortable with them. Just like any attorney, I always tell people, pick three. Get the one the person referred you to, and pick two that you have no idea, no clue, and meet them. You have 14 days to choose an attorney. You have 14 days to choose a doctor. Do your homework, do a review, Google them, find out what type of attorney they are, find out what type of doctor. Knowledge is powerful. And I tell a lot of people, do not call the insurance company. This is the biggest mistakes clients make, is they call the insurance company to file their claim because everybody's worried about fixing their car. What they don't realize is when they're calling the insurance company is recording them, and every single thing that they say is being recorded, and they're under oath, and they're taking a under oath statement. I encourage people, do not do that. If you want to pursue your case, you have to be able to let the lawyer do their work. Because what the problem is that if you call, let's say you, God forbid, you got into an accident today, you call your insurance company, they're going to be like, well, I want to do a statement with you. And you're talking and they're pretending to be your friend, and, they're asking you all these questions, and they're like, don't worry about it. And they're like your best friend. You do not want to do a statement under oath and being recorded on the other side, especially when they're at fault. You do not want to do that. So many people do an under oath statement, and then after the fact, they sign up with an attorney, and they get screwed because then the attorney's like, well, why'd you answer this when you told me this? And why'd you do this when you told me that? And the insurance company is pretending to be your friend because they don't want to pay the claim. That's the sad thing. They pretend to be your friend, and they don't want to pay any of the claims. So I tell people, do not, the less you say, the better it is until you get an attorney. That's what your attorney is there for. They're going to help you fix your car. They're going to help you with the other side. They're going to help you completely. And, just don't talk to the other side insurance. As long as they keep calling you, tell them, look, I have an attorney. Here's the phone number. Here's the name. Please contact them. But I encourage patients, do not call the insurance companies because they're going to pretend to be your friend. And you wouldn't believe how many people do under oath statements, and they're like, I didn't know. They have no clue.
Now, because that's obviously one of the things that we're taught even in driver school. When you get in an accident, you call the police, then you call your insurance immediately.
Correct.
Is it your insurance that you're trying to avoid them from speaking to, or is it the person that you got in an accident's insurance?
It's the other side's insurance.
Mm-hmm.
You can speak to your insurance, but speak to your insurance about a claim, a medical claim. Because in the state of Florida, for medical, you have to go through your own insurance. And a lot of people say, no, I don't want to do that. I'd rather go through the other side. It doesn't matter if it's your fault or not. State of Florida law states that you have to go through your own personal injury protection insurance. And if you do not go through that, then you have nothing. But you have to go through your own insurance for medical. The only time that you go through the other side insurance is that if you do not own a car with your name on it, and you do not live with somebody that owns a car. So if you lived completely by yourself and did not own a car, then that's how you go through the other side. But if you have your name on a car, you have to go through your own insurance. Now, let's say you don't have insurance. Like today, I had a case where he had no insurance and he didn't think he had a case. And I'm like, no, you would become a letter of protection. The attorney would sign you up, and then the doctor would get paid from your settlement. So instead of taking 33 1/3, the attorney will take 25%. So that kind of leaves money for the doctor to get paid on letter of protections. A lot of people think because they don't have insurance on their car that they have no case. That's not the case. The case is that you will have a case, but the only problem is the attorney, you, and the doctor will all get paid throughout your settlement. So just because you don't have personal injury protection, you will still be able to go to the doctor if you're hurt, and you would still be able to file a claim.
That part right there, I didn't even know. When you don't have insurance, I didn't expect that to actually be a thing.
Correct, you can. As long as you, like I said, you don't live with anybody or have a car, yes, you can still have a claim. That's fine.
Wow. Is there other common mistakes that you find that people are making? Because we only have a few more minutes left, so
Sure.
I want to make sure that people get as much knowledge as possible.
You know what? If you are legitimately hurt, I tell people Facebook pictures, come down. If you are seeking treatment, you wouldn't imagine how many people are on a jet ski, how many people are, doing water sports, snorkeling. The biggest factor of people filing a claim and saying they're legitimately hurt, people don't realize that insurance companies are looking at their Facebooks, are looking at their posts, are looking at their Instagrams. If you're legitimately hurt, stay off of social media with pictures, because that's how people are finding out if you're legitimately hurt or not. If you're legitimately hurt, I don't advise you to go on a jet ski. I don't advise you to do a lot of things. I tell people, go to your doctor, do what they tell you, get the physical therapy, get the massage, and, get better. But don't go out, run 5 miles, or go to, the gym and do kickboxing and all that stuff, because a lot of the insurance companies, because they don't want to pay claims, they're not looking out at social media, because there's so many people that's posting that they're doing so much, but yet they're claiming that they're hurt.
Will the insurance companies like hire private investigators to take pictures and stuff like that?
Absolutely. People are sometimes followed to the doctor's office. Like I said, if you filed so many claims in so short of a time, yeah, you're kind of going to be red flagged and stuff. That's why I tell people, do the right thing, listen to your doctor, listen to your attorney, don't post pictures, don't do anything drastic, and just, listen to your doctor and listen to your attorney. That's the best advice I can give them, is just to definitely stay off social media and not post so many pictures, because if you're legitimately hurt, you can't have the attorney fight a case for you if you're out there doing so many stuff that you're not supposed to be doing.
No, absolutely. Let's go back again to talk about your how people can get a hold of you.
Okay.
And go from there. So how can people get a hold of you the best way?
My phone number is 833-504-2277. My personal cell phone is 954-249-5858. And like I said, they can call me 24/7. I have no problem with that.
Do you have a website to show everybody?
Yes. Website is Car Accident Referral Services with an S. And you can Google that, or you can even Google FloridaInjury.com, and it'll pull up the same website.
If so, we only have, like I said, just about a minute left. Let's go ahead and just, if you're talking to somebody about your business in 1 minute, explain everything you can.
Okay. Call us 24/7. We will find you the attorney to fit your needs. I will find you the doctor to fit your needs. I try to find a doctor within a 3-mile area within their home or within their work, only because I don't think a patient should go further than 3 miles. If they want massage, if they want anything, I try to give them a very good office that can get them every single thing that they want. They can call me any single time if they have questions, if they need a body shop, if they need, anything, if they need to fill out their PIP application, I will help them do all of that. I have no problem with that. I'm kind of like their concierge.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, if they can't get a hold of their lawyer or doctor, call me 24/7, and I will actually get you. Even if it's a cell phone, I will actually get them all the time.
All right, guys, this was a fantastic episode. Thank you so much, Samantha, for being here with me. Guys, we're going to be back here again at 7:30 next week. Same time, same place. Just check us out. Have a great day. My name's Tom Hibbert. I want to thank you for joining the show today. Make sure to join us next week, where we're going to help you share and grow your business.